Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are diving deep into something I know many of you have been looking forward to. The movie adaptation of Wicked. But
Yeah.
we're not just rehashing the plot. We're going behind the curtain to analyze
I like that.
how well this Broadway phenomenon translates to the big screen.
It's interesting.
I mean, a 3-hour runtime, a cliffhanger ending.
Wow.
How would they pull this off?
It is a fascinating challenge. Adapting something that already has such a strong visual identity
Right?
on stage with those elaborate sets and costumes.
Yeah,
Of course, those iconic musical numbers.
for sure.
It's really no small feat to capture that same energy and spectacle on film.
You're telling me. And they handed the reins to John M. Chu,
Yeah.
the director behind In the Heights, another stage-to-screen adaptation.
Of course.
I actually love that movie.
Yeah.
His use of color and movement, the way he blends fantasy and reality,
Yeah.
that was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll see any of those same techniques in Wicked?
Oh, I think it's very likely.
Okay.
Chu has a knack for capturing that energy of live performance.
Yeah.
While also using the cinematic language to enhance the storytelling.
I see.
Take In the Heights, for example.
Okay.
He uses long takes and sweeping camera movement
Right.
to create a sense of immersion.
Yeah.
Almost like you're right there on the streets of Washington Heights. I wouldn't be surprised if he employs similar techniques in Wicked
Okay.
to create that sense of spectacle and wonder.
So we know Chu has the chops to pull this off.
Yeah.
But what about the cast?
Well,
Ariana Grande as Glinda. I'll be honest, when I first heard that, I wasn't sure how to feel.
oh, really?
She's got the voice,
Yeah.
the stage presence,
Mhm.
but is she Glinda?
Well, I understand the hesitation.
Yeah.
Grande is a powerhouse performer,
Mm-hmm.
but she comes from a pop music background.
Right.
It's a different world than musical theater.
For sure.
However,
Yeah.
casting pop stars in Broadway adaptations is a growing trend.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Think Lady Gaga in A Star is Born.
Oh, right.
It's a way to attract a wider audience
Mm-hmm.
and capitalize on star power.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Especially for a project as ambitious as this.
Yeah.
But to your point,
Mhm.
it all comes down to whether they can deliver.
Right.
And what about Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, she's already won a Tony and a Grammy for her stage work.
Erivo's an undeniable talent,
Yeah.
and her casting feels more aligned with the traditional Broadway world.
Right.
It's a strategic move by the filmmakers, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Having a critically acclaimed stage actress like Erivo
Mm-hmm.
alongside a pop sensation like Grande,
Yeah.
it's almost as if they're trying to bridge two worlds.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Right.
It's like they're saying,
Yeah.
hey, Broadway fans, we see you,
Mhm.
and pop culture fans, we got you too.
Yeah, exactly.
But chemistry is key in Wicked, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That relationship between Glinda and Elphaba is the heart of the story. And that's where this two-part film structure comes into play, the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You know, I'm torn on that decision.
Oh, really?
Part of me thinks it's a bold move,
Yeah.
especially given the already lengthy runtime of part one.
Right?
But then again, breaking up the story
Yeah.
could undermine its emotional impact.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that?
I think it has the potential to be both brilliant and frustrating.
Okay.
On one hand,
Yeah.
it allows for a more in-depth exploration of the characters and their relationship,
Mm-hmm.
mirroring that two-act structure of the stage production,
Right.
ending part one with Defying Gravity. Such a pivotal moment.
Yes.
Creates a natural break and leaves you wanting more.
Ending on defying gravity.
Right.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Imagine the theater erupting when that curtain falls.
Oh, yeah.
But will that same energy translate to the cinema? You
Yeah.
walk out and then you have to wait a whole year for part two.
That's the risk they're taking. And it's a gamble that could pay off.
Right.
Building anticipation can be a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but it depends on the execution.
Okay.
They need to leave us with enough unresolved questions and emotional threads
Mm-hmm.
to keep us hooked for a whole year.
Now, you mentioned the two-part structure mirroring the stage production.
Yeah.
It is essentially 2 acts.
Right.
But on stage, you get the whole story in one go.
Mm-hmm.
So is this really just a pragmatic decision to make the film more manageable?
Okay.
Or is there a deeper artistic reason for the split?
I think it's more nuanced than just practicality.
Okay.
Remember, the film is based on the novel by Gregory Maguire,
Right.
not the stage production.
Okay.
The book delves deeper into the political and social complexities of Oz,
Interesting.
something that the musical only touches upon.
Okay.
Perhaps the two-part structure allows the filmmakers to incorporate more of those elements,
I see.
creating a richer, more layered adaptation.
Oh, now that's interesting. It's not just about stretching out the story. It's about potentially adding new dimensions. I'm
Exactly.
starting to see the possibilities here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about those visuals.
Okay.
The reviews mention Glinda's bubble getting a serious upgrade,
Oh, yeah.
complete with a comfy sofa.
Wow.
Chu seems to be leaning into the spectacle, which is essential for Wicked,
Right.
but those visuals need to serve the story,
Yeah.
not just distract us with flashy effects.
Right.
The bubble, for example.
Okay.
It's not just about looking cool.
Right.
It's about highlighting Glinda's personality.
Yes.
Her extravagance.
Wow.
Her love of luxury.
Exactly.
I'm with you there.
Okay.
Speaking of extravagance,
Yeah.
what about that library scene with the tornado wheels?
Oh, gosh.
I can't even picture how they pulled that off on film.
That's where Chu's experience with large-scale dance sequences comes in.
Okay.
Like in the Heights.
Uh-huh.
He knows how to choreograph movement and camera work
Yeah.
to create visually arresting moments.
Right.
I'm picturing sweeping shots,
Okay.
dynamic editing,
Yeah.
maybe even some CGI magic thrown in.
My inner Wicked fan is getting really excited right now,
I bet.
as it should be. But I think it's important to remember that amidst all the spectacle,
Yeah,
the heart of Wicked lies in its story and its characters.
absolutely.
It's about challenging preconceived notions of good and evil,
Yeah.
about friendship and acceptance,
Mhm.
about finding your voice and defying expectations.
It is.
And that's exactly why this adaptation is so fascinating to analyze.
I agree.
They're juggling a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Visual spectacle,
Mm-hmm.
big name stars,
Mm-hmm.
a two-part structure,
Right.
and a story that already holds a special place in so many people's hearts.
Yeah.
And the question remains,
Yeah.
can they pull it off?
Mm.
Can they capture the magic of Wicked on the big screen without losing its essence?
The big question.
We've only just scratched the surface,
Right.
and there's so much more to unpack.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Oh.
We're just getting started, so buckle up
Right.
as we continue our deep dive into the world of Wicked on the big screen.
I'm excited. So picking up right where we left off.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about this decision to split the film into two parts.
Okay.
I know some fans are apprehensive,
All right.
especially given how iconic that defying gravity moment is.
Yeah.
Imagine walking out of the theater, heart pounding,
Mm-hmm.
and then having to wait a whole year to see what happens next.
Right. It's such a powerful ending to part one.
It is.
I can only imagine the collective gasp in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
But to play devil's advocate for a moment,
Okay.
maybe that anticipation, that year-long wait,
Mm-hmm.
actually adds to the experience.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
It creates a sustained buzz,
Right.
keeps people talking and theorizing.
Yeah.
It becomes an event,
Mm-hmm.
not just a movie you watch and
I
forget.
see.
And let's not forget,
Yeah.
this isn't some random cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Defying gravity is a pivotal moment for Elphaba's character. The
Absolutely.
Declaration of Independence, or
Yeah.
her embracing of her power.
Hmm.
It's the perfect place to pause and let the audience absorb the weight of that decision.
It's like the filmmakers are saying, take a breath, folks,
Right.
because things are about to get really wild.
Right.
But do you think that break in the narrative allows for a deeper exploration of the story?
Okay.
Or does it run the risk of disrupting the emotional flow?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
It all comes down to execution.
Right.
If part two picks up seamlessly,
Okay.
carrying that emotional momentum forward,
Yeah.
then I think the split could work in its favor.
Okay.
It gives them more time to flesh out the characters,
Right.
delve deeper into the themes of the story.
And speaking of themes,
Yeah.
Wicked isn't just about witches and wizards, is it?
No, it's not.
It's about challenging authority,
Mm.
fighting for what you believe in, even when the world tells you you're wrong. It's about friendship,
Yeah.
acceptance, and finding your place in a world that doesn't always understand you.
Exactly.
And those themes are just as relevant today as they were when the book first came out.
I agree.
Think about it.
Yeah.
We're living in a world where people are constantly being told who they should be,
Right.
what they should believe.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked encourages us to question those narratives, to embrace our differences,
Yeah,
and to find the courage to defy expectations.
it does.
And that brings us back to Elphaba.
Okay.
She's labeled wicked simply for being different,
Right.
But as the story unfolds, we see her compassion, her intelligence, her struggle against injustice.
This is true.
It's like Wicked gives us permission to root for the underdog.
Like that.
For the misunderstood, for those who dare to challenge the status quo.
It's inspiring.
And let's not forget about Glinda.
Of course not.
She starts out as this seemingly shallow, popular girl. But as her friendship with Elphaba deepens, we see her own transformation.
Yeah.
She begins to question the values she's always held.
Right.
The societal norms she's never dared to challenge.
Exactly.
And that's what makes their relationship so compelling.
I agree.
They challenge each other,
Wow.
push each other to grow,
Yeah.
and ultimately help each other discover who they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
It's a powerful message about the transformative power of friendship.
And let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's also incredibly entertaining to watch two strong, independent women navigating their way through a world that tries to put them in boxes. It's a dynamic that resonates with audiences.
For sure.
Regardless of age or gender.
Absolutely.
And this is where I think the casting of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo was really smart.
Okay.
You have Grande, this pop icon, bringing in a whole new generation of fans. And then you have Erivo, this powerhouse stage actress, lending the production a sense of gravitas and authenticity.
It's like they're bridging two worlds.
It's a delicate balancing act.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how their chemistry plays out on screen. The reviews have been praising both of their individual performances.
Okay.
But it's that spark between them that will ultimately determine the success of the film.
And let's not forget, Wicked is also a visual feast.
Oh, for sure.
We've talked about Glinda's upgraded bubble, but what about those elaborate costumes?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Glinda's wardrobe alone is probably worth the price of admission.
The costume design is a crucial element in creating the world of Oz.
Okay.
It's about transporting the audience to a place of fantasy and wonder.
Right.
And from the glimpses we've seen in the trailers, it looks like the filmmakers have spared no expense.
Oh, I bet those vibrant colors, those whimsical designs.
Yeah.
It's going to be a spectacle, that's for sure.
It is.
And speaking of spectacle, what about that library scene with the tornado wheels?
Oh.
I'm dying to know how they pulled that off.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
That requires a blend of practical effects, choreography, and CGI.
I see.
Remember, Chu is known for his dynamic camera work.
Right.
His ability to create a sense of movement and energy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he uses long takes and swirling camera movements to capture the chaos and intensity of that scene.
It sounds like he's really trying to push the boundaries of what's possible on screen. And I have to say, I'm here for it.
I think we all are.
But as visually stunning as it may be, I hope they don't lose sight of the emotional core of the story.
I agree.
Yeah.
The visuals should enhance the storytelling, not overshadow it.
Okay.
And based on what we've discussed so far, it seems like Chu understands that balance.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing spectacle at the screen.
Right.
He's using it to create a world that feels both magical and emotionally resonant.
And that's what makes this adaptation so intriguing.
Yeah.
It's a story that's already captured our hearts, but now we get to experience it in a whole new way.
I'd agree.
A way that could potentially deepen our understanding of the characters, the themes, and the world of Oz itself.
It's an ambitious undertaking.
Yeah.
But one that has the potential to be truly special.
For sure.
And as we eagerly await the release of Part 2, I think the most exciting thing is the sense of possibility.
Oh, yeah.
What new insights would we gain?
Right.
What surprises await us?
Exactly.
And most importantly, how will this adaptation continue to challenge and inspire us?
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But I want to shift gears for a moment.
All right.
And talk about the ending of Part 1, that cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.
Defying gravity Elphaba soaring above the Emerald City.
It's powerful.
It's such a powerful moment.
It is.
And it leaves us with so many questions.
There's so many questions.
Where will Elphaba go from here? How will her relationship with Glinda evolve? And what role will she play in the events that unfold in Part 2? So we're left hanging, wondering what choices she'll make, what challenges she'll face, and how she'll ultimately navigate the complexities of a world that labels her wicked.
And I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That sense of anticipation, that yearning for resolution.
Right.
It keeps us engaged. It keeps us thinking.
Yeah.
It keeps us coming back for more.
It's like the story's inviting us to participate.
Exactly.
To speculate, to imagine our own versions of what might happen next.
Precisely.
And that's a testament to the power of good storytelling.
It is.
It doesn't just entertain us.
Right.
It invites us to be active participants.
Yeah.
To engage with the characters and the themes on a deeper level.
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Oh, thanks.
It's not just about passively consuming a story.
Right.
It's about immersing ourselves in it.
Yeah.
Letting it spark our imagination and letting it challenge our perspectives.
And with a story as rich and complex as Wicked,
Oh, yeah.
there's always something new to discover, something new to ponder.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I think we've reached the end of part 2 of our deep dive.
Wow, already.
It's been a fascinating journey so far.
It has.
Filled with insightful observations and thought-provoking discussions.
That's sure.
But the adventure isn't over yet.
No, it's not.
We still have part 3 to look forward to.
I'm excited.
Where we'll delve even deeper into the themes and implications of the Wicked adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
And I, for one, can't wait to see what insights await us. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Wicked movie adaptation.
I'm excited.
We've talked about the spectacle, the casting, the themes, and that oh-so-intense cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's go meta for a minute.
Right.
And talk about the art of adaptation itself.
Interesting.
It's tricky, right?
Oh, it is.
How do you take something so beloved on stage and make it work on the big screen?
It's a tightrope walk for sure. You have to honor the source material.
Yeah.
While also recognizing that film is a different beast.
Right.
What works on stage doesn't always translate directly to cinema.
And with Wicked, you've got those iconic musical numbers, the elaborate sets, the costumes.
Yeah.
It feels larger than life.
It does.
How do you capture that same magic without it feeling overwhelming or out of place on film?
I think Chu's background in both film and musicals is a huge asset here.
Okay.
He understands the power of visual storytelling.
Yeah.
But he also knows how to use those visuals to serve the emotional core of the narrative.
Take that popular scene, for example, in the stage production. It's this big over-the-top number.
Right.
With Glinda transforming Elphaba's look. How do you translate that to film without it feeling cheesy or forced?
Oh, based on the reviews.
Yeah.
It seems like they've struck a balance.
Okay.
They've retained the energy and humor of the stage version.
Right.
But they've also grounded it in a more cinematic reality.
One reviewer mentioned Grande swinging from a chandelier during that number.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's pure spectacle.
Yeah.
But it also feels very in line with Glinda's character.
Right.
Playful, extravagant, a little bit over the top.
Exactly. And that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those moments of spectacle need to feel organic.
Right.
Not just thrown in for the sake of visual flair.
For sure.
They need to reveal something about the characters or the story.
And let's not forget about the music.
Oh, of course not.
Those songs are so ingrained in our minds from the stage production. How did they handle those in the adaptation?
From what I've gathered,
Yeah.
they've remained largely faithful to the original score.
Okay.
But they've also made some adjustments to fit the flow of the film.
I'm really curious to see how they handle Defying Gravity in part 2. That song is such a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Both visually and emotionally. Do you think they'll try to top the stage version, or will they take a more understated approach?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's a tough act to follow, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think they'll likely strike a balance,
Okay.
retaining the essence of the song
Right.
while also utilizing cinematic techniques
Yeah.
to enhance its impact.
Maybe a soaring aerial shot as Elphaba rises above the Emerald City?
Oh, I like that.
Or close-ups on her face? Capturing the raw emotion of that moment?
I could see that working.
Yeah.
It's about using the visual language of film to amplify the emotional resonance of the music.
Right.
And I have a feeling Chu knows exactly how to do that.
Okay, last but not least.
Right.
Let's talk about what this adaptation means for the legacy of Wicked.
Interesting.
It's already such a beloved story with a devoted fan base.
It is.
Do you think the film will introduce it to a whole new audience?
I think it has the potential to do just that.
Okay.
The film's star power, combined with the enduring appeal of the story, could make Wicked a global phenomenon.
Right.
And that's exciting.
Yeah.
Because it means more people will be exposed to its themes of acceptance,
Right.
challenging authority, and finding your voice.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll even inspire some folks to check out the stage production.
It could.
It's a win-win for Wicked fans everywhere.
Absolutely. And it speaks to the power of storytelling across different mediums.
Yeah.
The stage production has the potential to reach an even wider audience.
Right.
And introduce them to the magic of Wicked in a whole new way.
Well said. And as we wrap up our deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Right.
Wicked is a story about defying expectations, about challenging the status quo, about finding your own path.
It is.
So as you watch this film, don't just sit back and be entertained.
Right.
Engage with it. Question it. Let it spark your imagination and inspire you to think differently about the world around you.
I like that.
Because sometimes, just like Elphaba, all it takes is a little bit of defying gravity to make a difference.
Beautifully put.
And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our journey to Oz.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Wicked movie adaptation.
It was fun.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
So be sure to share them with us on social media.
Okay.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep defying gravity.